blog is called, what the hell? The dog is driving out of my mind. That's the name of this book. Look, Father's Day is coming up. Will somebody buy me an iPad? I got to get out of here. I can't work like this. I cannot concentrate. Can you concentrate with this? Can you? What am I supposed to do? I need an office. I got to get out of here. Somebody give me an office. I have to go work at your office. Preferably a hot blonde with very large breasts and great legs. If you're only a hot blonde with large, who cares about the office? Just take me to your house. I can't take it anymore. All right, now here's the deal. This is why I went away this past weekend to this cottage. Cottage. What's a cottage? I want to tell you about cottage. Cottage life, cottage. That's what I put on my cremettes. Cremettes. My Aunt Esther's with me cremettes. You know what cremettes are? You don't know what cremettes are. I have cottage, cheese, and noodles. That's what I have, cottage. When I first came to Toronto, every Jew said to me, oh, you want to go to my cottage? I have a cottage. Let's go to the cottage. You see my cottage? I got a big cottage. Go to my cottage. I know what the hell we're talking about.
Every Jew?
Yes, every Jew has a cottage. Only Jews have cottages. Except this weekend, my Gentile friend had a cottage. What are you laughing at? It's the purpose of this blog. It's talking about Jews. In fact, I came back. Who cares? Anyway, so I... What are you laughing at? My best audience.
You're cutting yourself off.
Every Jew said to me, come to my cottage, I have a cottage. I know what they're talking about. A cottage to me is what Goldilocks and the Three Bears had. They have a cottage. It's a little picket fence with a little house, and you get the porridge in a bowl. That's what I expect. I feel, why the hell do Jews want to give me porridge in a bowl and go see Goldilocks and the Three Bears? I never know what they were talking about. Well, I've been to these cottages. Here's what a cottage is. A cottage is another house for a rich Jew to brag about. That's what a cottage is. It's a house that every Jew has to outdo the other Jew. Come to my cottage, my cottage. They have a house in Toronto, 5,000, 10,000 square feet house. But the house in Toronto is not good enough. They have to build another house in the woods somewhere where the bears and the mosquitoes are. They got to build a house there so they can come see their cottage. It's another 10,000 square foot house. And they're all arguing and complaining and they're suing each other. They build another house in the country so they can brag to each other, look at my cottage, and then sue each other. One Jew suing another Jew. Well, I have a bigger cottage than you, but you're over on the property, so I got to sue you, and I have a gate here, and you can't get through my gate because it's my cottage. They just build bigger cottages. Nothing makes any sense to me. What is the purpose of these cottages? Who the hell wants to go into the woods with bears and mosquitoes? Is that a vacation to you? I went to a cottage this weekend. Beautiful cottage. Beautiful cottage. It has a lake. A lake of mosquitoes. That's all a cottage is. A lake of mosquitoes and rich Jews. If you want to go to cottages, that's all you see. I'm telling you, I've been to many cottages. They all have boats. Did you ever see a Jew in a boat? No, but they have the biggest boat. They had someone as big as the Titanic. They got boats sitting out there in the lake. Oh, come look at my boat. You ever go on the boat? No, but you got to go see my boat. They have boats and cottages. Gigantic houses in the woods. They knock down all the trees. They put the big house in the woods so they can brag to their other friends, come look at my cottage. I want to tell you something. And this blog has nothing to do with envy or jealousy or anything, because I'm not envious or jealous. Maybe envious, but not jealousy of anything. What is jealousy? Jealousy is, I think, oh, look, he has that fancy car. Why does he have it? I should have it. I think that's jealousy. I think. Envy is, oh, look at that car. Oh, I'd love to have a car like that. That guy is so lucky he has that car. Boy, that's going to motivate me to get a car like that. That's how I think. I'm thrilled that my rich friends are rich because their wealth gives me the motivation to get what they got. And all you need is cash. All you need is cash, and it's a wonderful, wonderful thing. Now, many of my wife's friends have safety nets. Many of my wife's friends have, I don't want to say were born with silver spoons in their mouth, but they were born with silver spoons in their mouth. And their parents, who grew up during the Depression with nothing, built empires. I've had many conversations with them. I don't know how they did it because they had such adversity. But through adversity, you fight because you want it. And the Jews should have these gigantic cottages and mansions and cars because we were so downtrodden after all these years. Nobody would give Jews jobs. They wouldn't let them in colleges. We used to have signs on golf courses, no Jews and dogs allowed. So the Jews fought. My friend Mendy, who just passed away, told me they had to fight to get anything. All the Jews had to fight. Not only in Toronto and Philly, United States, that's the way it was. So the fact that all the years they fought, now people say, oh, the Jews own all the banks, they own Hollywood. All of it's true, but the reason they own all of Hollywood, who knows? And it's because we had to fight through adversity to have what we have. And Andrea's friends' parents were lucky enough they fought hard to get the wealth and build the empire so they could bestow it upon their children, who now, they buy them houses, they buy them cars, they pay for their cell phones, they pay for the kids' camp, they pay for the kids' private schools. they pay for all this stuff, so the children fight, but, you know, to go through adversity and all that stuff. So Andrea's friends are very lucky. They have safety nets where David Bronstein does not have a safety net. I had a great time growing up, and I had everything growing up. My father used to say, Dave, you have more than a rich man's son. And it's true, I had everything. But now, with my beautiful family, there is no safety net. I either sink or swim. There's nobody I can go to pay Jared's cell phone bill, or to pay Lauren's at college, or to pay the car, or go on vacations, or it's all me. So if I don't buy the cottage, I ain't got the cottage. If I don't buy a condo in Florida, I ain't got the condo. We're all Andrea's friends. On December, they go to Florida to the condo. It's Andrea's friend's parents' condo, or it's Andrea's friend's parents' cottage that they go to. And some of them also created great wealth on their own. Some are self-made, and some built their own cottages. But here's the crazy part. I can understand maybe in the 50s, 60s, the parents came here and they fought, and they built empires, and they bought cottages because every other Jew bought a cottage for whatever reason, which I don't get. But if the younger generation is successful enough on their own, they become doctors, lawyers, business people, entrepreneurs, and they build empires, why are they building cottages? That's the part. Why are they buying boats and building cottages? And well, they like that. What is there to like? I just came back from the cottage. It took me 6 hours to get to the cottage. Who the hell wants to drive 6 hours to go to the cottage? And then I left at 12:30. Then we had to go to our girlfriend's house because we had to get the hot dogs and the hamburgers and the prune juice. I don't know what, the bags and bags we got to bring up to the cottage. Now why? It's already in the house. All the food and everything is in the condo in Toronto, 20 minutes away. Why are we taking it out of the condo into the car to bring it to another house? 6 hours away. What is the purpose of that? Then we drive to meet the girlfriend's boyfriend. Then from there we're driving to the cottage, but we got to stop at a hardware store. 6 hours. Now Andrea's friends tell me it really takes 2 hours and 20 minutes. Except when I go. When I go, it's 6 hours. We left at 12:30, got there at 6 o'clock. And we get to the cottage. Oh, such a beautiful cottage. It was very nice. It's a house, like a nice big house, a rustic house. Very, very nice. My friend said he didn't want to have a house like he has in Toronto because everyone else has a house like that. So he wanted to have more rustic because it's the cottage, it's the country with the bears and the mosquitoes. This place was so far, not even the bears knew where the hell this place was. That's how far. You're driving on these narrow roads with the trees and the grass. It's like the haunted forest in the Wizard of Oz. You have these trees and a little narrow road, and I see farmland, 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 farmland. I'm back in the Wizard of Oz. That's all I saw. I said, hey, when we get to Kansas, all I saw was farmland and a little narrow. You're driving, and then you go down another road. You drive. We get there. At 6 o'clock, my friends were afraid to go out at night because of the mosquitoes. Well, who the hell wants to go to a place like that? If you said to me, hey, Dave, you want to come up to my cottage? It's only 6 hours. Wait till you see the mosquitoes. Would you want to do that? So I'm looking out there, and it's a beautiful lake. The lake is so beautiful, beautiful lake. And my friend bought this property, this cottage, wherever it is, because across the lake, that there's no other, not condos, there's no other cottages. It's all land. And he said all the land there was bestowed upon the children 3 decades ago, in the 1800s, decades, in the 1800s, that it was originally, no, not decades ago, 3 generations ago of families. It was originally bought in 1880, and the family up till now still has not sold it. So when you look out, you see this lake, and there's a commercial for the lottery, where another schmuck wins the lottery and buys a cottage. The lottery winner buys a cottage! What am I telling you? The Canadians love cottages with the bears and the mosquitoes. I love cottages with macaroni. Cottage cheese and macaroni. That's it for me. The schmuck wins the lottery in the commercial. And what does he say? Let's go buy a cottage. Why? It's loaded with mosquitoes. I had to have punks when I was a kid. And Laurie calls it incense now. I called it punks. My father bought me punks to keep the mosquitoes away. But I didn't live in a cottage. I lived in the city in Philadelphia. We still had some mosquitoes, but not like at this cottage. They're flying all around. They're in my bedroom. They're in the bathroom. They're in the house. Mosquitoes, so much so my friends are afraid to go out. Oh, too many mosquitoes. I'm sitting there like a schmuck on the, not in the docks. Andrew's in the dock, and they had a boat, and they had skidoos, and I went in the water, running around all over the water. And I'm sitting there reading my little gambling books, and I have a punk. I have a punk in one hand to keep the mosquitoes away. Then you got to put off. You got to put off that mosquito repellent, like the guy in the commercial. I put his hand in that aquarium with all the mosquitoes flying all over. I'm that guy. I got off. Do you think I want to spray chemicals all over my body? If Andy said, hey, Dave, what do you want to do this weekend? You think I said, let's drive 6 hours so I can spray my body with off all day so I can stand like a schmuck with a bunch of mosquitoes waiting for a bear? Do you think I would say that? Because that's where all the bears go. Every time you hear, this one got attacked by a bear, this one got attacked, it's in the newspaper. This one got attacked by a bear, ate by the bear, attacked by the bear. So you know what you do? You don't go where the bears are. You know where the bears are? In the cottages. That's where the bears are. It's all country. I just don't get it.
I love it.
And it doesn't make any sense to me. I went, yes, it's relaxing. Very, very relaxing. But so is Las Vegas relaxing to me. So is Niagara Falls. So is going to a mall. So is doing these blogs while the dog's barking, driving me out of my mind.
In Vegas, the officers that died, apparently the people were meth heads.
All right? So what I'm saying to you is, it was my envious girlfriend's birthday. And I like them very, very much, and they're very accommodating and all that stuff. But for David Bronstein to relax, a cottage is not the place for me. The country. I am Eddie Albert. No, I'm Eva Kabor, and I'm not Eddie Albert. Eddie Albert loves the country life. He wants to be a farmer in Green Acres. Give me Park Avenue. That's where I'm going. I'm a city boy. That's right. Doesn't make any sense. I don't care how much money I have. I ain't buying a cottage, and I'm not going to any more cottages. Do not invite me to your cottages with the mosquitoes. Unless your cottage is in Las Vegas on the Strip. Unless your cottage is in Niagara Falls next to the casino. There is no reason. It doesn't make sense. And meanwhile, at the cottage, we're running out of toilet paper. Running out of toilet paper. I said, we need more toilet paper. I said, can we go out and get toilet paper? Oh, it's a 20-minute drive. You have to drive 20 minutes into town to buy the toilet paper. Does anything make any sense to you?
No.
Not only that, we kept running out of water. Why do we run out of water? Well, because they have wells. They have wells at the cottage. They don't have city water or you turn on the tap, the water comes out. Not in the cottages. They all have wells, so the water has to come under the ground into the well, then into the sink. So after I flush the toilet, you got to wait 20 hours for more water to come in before you go to the bathroom. Everyone is stuffed up there. You couldn't use the bathroom. You can't wash the sink because the water. Do you think this is relaxing to me? Nobody said this to me. Nobody said to me, Dave, we're going to have a ball this weekend. We're going to run out of water, so if you have to go to the bathroom, you have to hold it in. And the mosquitoes are going to come eat you up and wait for a bear. Nobody said this to me. Because that's what cottage life is. But the Jews, they can't wait to go to the... Not only that, 6 hours that they told me is 2 hours and 20 minutes. Other Jews tell me, oh, they have to brag how far their cottage is. Oh, my cottage is 3 hours away. My cottage is 5. Not only do they brag how big their cottages are, they brag how much farther their cottages are. Is that a good thing to brag about? Not only that, you sit in traffic. Everybody's coming home at the same time. They all leave at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock. They got to go to work on Monday. So they leave Friday. You're sitting in traffic in a parking lot. And you're coming back sitting in traffic in a parking lot. How can this be fun? How can this be relaxing? Then you have cabin fever because we were in the house the whole time. I like to get out. A house to me is shelter for the rain, for the snow. But staying in the cabin, I got there at 6 o'clock on Friday. I like to go out to dinner. I like to meet people. I like to socialize. I like to go shopping. I like to see a little shop, whatever I go. I like to go and do things. We sat in the house all day Friday night. All day Saturday, we're in the house outside by the pool. Then we have dinner. I watch a movie, play the game. Sunday, I get up. I'm in the house. I got to get out of the house. This cottage is not for me. And I want to tell you why, then I'll leave you alone. When I go on vacation, I like staying in hotels. And a lot of comedians and entertainers, that's their whole life is hotels, hotels, hotels. I like hotels. It's a vacation. I like to be catered to. I like to be pampered. I like my bed to be made, not by me. I get up, I go, I come back, the bed's made. I like that. At this cottage, Andrea's doing the dishes. We eat, and she's washing the dishes, she's making the bed. So what kind of vacation is this? This is not a vacation. It's like being at home, somebody else's house. Many of my friends say, oh, come stay at my house. Come stay at my house. I don't want to stay at your house because I want to live in your house like I live in my house, like a shit house. I don't pick up after myself. I don't even take the dishes from my own table and move it to the sink. Why would I take the dishes from your table and move it to the sink? Well, I'm a guest at your house, so I'll stay in a hotel. Because when I stay in a hotel and I stay in a restaurant, I don't have to do anything. I check in, I go to sleep, I watch television, I relax, I get up. The maid cleans the room. I go to a restaurant, the waiter serves me. I like that. That's what I want to do. So if for every reason Jared stops whistling so I could finish this blog, then when I want to go to a cottage, I'm staying in a hotel. I don't want to stay at any of my friends, which I never go to a cottage anyway again, but if I ever choose, who knows why, because another Jew has to show me his big, gigantic cottage, I'm not staying there. I'm staying at a hotel because it's very relaxing where there's drugstores and department stores. And if I need a half a gallon of milk, when I grew up in Philadelphia, I could walk over to get a half a gallon of milk. There's a place here called Post Road and the Bridle Path. The homes there are 20,000 square feet, $14 million homes. I know one guy that's worth $100 million, lives in the Bridle Path, lives on Post Road. Another guy owns a hotel, lives at Prince, the guys on Shark Tank live in the Bridle. Beautiful. The homes look like hotels. It's a beautiful, beautiful area. But Andrea says she would not want to live there. And so, well, of course, Andrea's want to live there because she doesn't have $14 million to live in a 20,000 square foot house. That is not why. If I really wanted to live in a 20,000 square foot house, and the house I've shot in Las Vegas, my crazy shows is about 18,000 square feet that I produce my shows on my crazy show. Never saw a house as big as that before. But a house that big, like Andrea said, should be afraid to live in that house. Because when you live in a house like that, you become a target. And it's unfortunate that that's the way it is. She said, well, you have security. You have cameras. You have security guards. What are you, the president? You got to live. Who the hell wants to live like that? Well, celebrities, I guess, live like that. In Beverly Hills and Bel Air, they have security and guards. And it's a crazy way to live. But not only that, in these areas of Post Road and Bridle Path, which is beautiful, you can't walk outside to get a half gallon of milk. You can't walk outside to get Motrin when the kids have an earache. They can't get the dog food. Can't get Q-tips. You got to drive. You got to get in your car and drive down the road and drive down the road. And drive. If I can walk to the store now, from my house to the, maybe it'll take me 10 minutes to walk to the store. You got to get out of the house. Maybe 5 minutes to walk to the store, to the shopping center. I like that. I grew up like that I can walk anywhere and get whatever I need. But living in these these areas where you have to drive somewhere, I don't like that. I don't want that. I don't want it. And besides, can you imagine the property taxes you got to pay on a house like that? It's one thing if I hit the lottery, I buy a $15 million home. Is that where it stops there? Or the cost and fees? Because my friend here that owns this cottage is a builder. And he told me he built it's either a $7 million home, $11 million home, I can't remember. And he's been trying to sell it for 3 years. Trying to sell it for 3 years, nobody's buying. Oh, people come in. They make offers. They can't get the mortgages. The offers will go through. I think he told me he's spending $50,000 a month in expenses. $50,000. Does anything make any sense to you? 50? I could not do it. I'm in the Today business. I produce a show today, get it on the air today. I got to make money today. To have a property up there waiting 3 years, $7 million, $50,000 a month. That doesn't make any sense. Stuff has to make sense to me. And what doesn't make sense are cottages with mosquitoes and bears and lakes with boats. It's not for me. The mosquitoes, and I just don't get it. And I appreciate Andrea's friends inviting us up. But I wouldn't have nothing to talk about if I didn't go up. So it was relaxing. I sat there. Andrea sat in the sunshine. I don't want the sunshine. It's bad for you. I sat reading my gambling notes, but I had to deal with the mosquitoes. Then I had to deal with no water in the toilet. Then I had to deal with the running out of toilet paper. Very relaxing. But I love them very, very much, and I appreciate them inviting us up and to give me a reason to blog about all my complaining. But cottage life is not for me. I like hotels. I like to be pampered. When I go to Las Vegas, every weekend I would go to Niagara Falls, which I want to, but Andrea wants me to go out every Saturday night with her friends. I'd go to Niagara Falls Friday. Like people go to the cottage, I would go to Niagara Falls. I'd spend $100 a night or $150 a night in a hotel. You say, what, are you out of your mind? If you spend $150, 3 nights, $450 times 4, if you go every weekend, $1,200 or so I would be spending, or $1,600, I could pay a mortgage. I could buy a house in Niagara Falls and pay a mortgage. But if I buy a house, how is that a vacation? If I buy a house in Niagara Falls, that's why you go to Niagara Falls, like having a cottage, but you go to the house. Why would I go from one house to the next house? Because in the next house, still got to do the dishes, still got to do the wash. It's like being in a home. The whole point is to get away from the house. The whole point is being on vacation. And for me, David Bronstein, and for being on vacation, going to a hotel, you check in, you go out to eat all the time. Why do I want to leave my house here where we buy food and have a refrigerator and do the wash, to go to Niagara Falls where I have a house to buy food, where I have all the wash and we cook dinner? To me, it doesn't make any sense. If I'm going out of my house, I'm going on vacation. And going on vacation is staying in a hotel and going out to eat every night and going to shows and doing fun things. To me, that's getting away. Going from one house to the next house, where you got to make the bed, you got to do the dishes, you got to buy food, it is not a vacation to David Bronstein. What's a vacation to David Bronstein is Dave'sTVEmpire.com. At Dave'sTVEmpire.com, you can make all the money you want to go buy your own cottage and sit there all day with the mosquitoes and bears. So I want you to go to Dave'sTVEmpire.com. It's all about cash. With me, David Bronstein, cash is king. Money is honey, like they said in the producers. Money is honey, Bloom. Money is honey. And money gets you a lot of great, wonderful things. Like cottages, like boats on the water. I ain't going. I want you to go to Dave's TV Empire. Let's make the money together. Your money, you go buy a cottage. My money, I'm going to Niagara Falls every weekend and Las Vegas. Dave'sTVEmpire.com. Let's go make a lot of cash. Goodbye. I'm not going to any more cottages. Leave me alone with the cottages.